So if you take a setup here, Kevin, for a second, that ball, and you go up to the top of the backswing and pause for a second. So let's say from there to like maybe the club down close to parallel to the ground with that flat backswing, that would look like what?
I actually feel like my right hand or palm faces the ground.
Yep.
And you can see I try to imagine a straight line from my elbow all the way to the club head.
Yep.
What happens is if I come down and I'm here, you can see now, that was the old classic, they're stuck and they're late, so they try to change things.
Yep.
But if I just let this line back up to where it was.
Line the club head up a little earlier.
Yeah, you can see the face is at the ball.
Yep.
And my arm, and I tell the people, my students, that's a very strong looking club face.
Yep.
This doesn't look as strong.
Looks like a lot of work.
So when people swing it a little bit flatter, I say, present me a strong club face.
Got it.
Right palm to the ground. You can see that's going to de-loft and compress the ball when they think that because you're trying to throw the club around, there's no speed, there's no compression, there's no shaft lead.
All right, guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about upright backswings versus flat backswings and what other pieces you want to have in your swing to match that. Now, before we dive in, a couple quick things. Number one, we have launched our golf schools for this summer at Bethlehem, PA, 2-day golf schools. I would love to have you with us to come hang out. If you'd like to come, we'll put a link in the description down below. If you can't make it to a golf school, I could still work with you through CogornoGolf.com. That's our online community where I hang out every day. I interact daily with members of Cogorno Golf. It's an awesome group of people. You can send in your swing videos, have myself look at it, and the coaches at Cogorno Golf give you your priorities, build you a practice plan, really take your game to the next level. Again, as a member of Cogorno Golf, you do get access to everything, all the master classes we have, everything on the site. I know you're going to love it. Check out CogornoGolf.com. We'll put a link in the description down below. And lastly, before we start, as you can see here, obviously we're not in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We're in Pebble Beach, California. We're going to bring in Mr. Kevin Roman in a minute. If you don't know who Kevin is, he's the Director of Instruction here at Monterey Peninsula Country Club. He's a former PGA National Teacher of the Year in the state of Georgia. He's played in a couple major championships, and he's quite the teacher. Look forward to bringing him in. Let's get that going here. All right, Mr. Kevin, thanks for having us back out, man.
Awesome.
Appreciate you. Beautiful Pebble Beach, California.
Pretty nice. Not too
shabby. Now, in this video here, we're going to talk about an upright backswing versus a flat backswing. Now, we did a previous video on different release patterns, right? To someone, if you didn't see that one, you're going to want to go back and watch that. But just to recap here and kind of what we're going to talk about is there's certain backswing styles, upright versus flat, that are going to match with certain downswing and release styles, right?
Exactly.
And you can look at, as you said, what kind of release style you have and match that to a backswing.
Exactly.
Or vice versa.
Exactly.
And so just in case someone didn't watch, just like a 20-second little recap of the previous video we did with release pattern styles, was basically, hey, there can be a throw style release pattern, right? Or there's going to be more of a twist style release pattern.
Exactly.
I do that okay?
It was perfect.
Okay. And for each one of those release patterns, there's going to be corresponding pieces earlier on and backswing stuff, top of backswing, to match up with that. So with that, let's talk about each of those two options, right?
Okay, first thing I want you to demonstrate, so people might understand, what does an upright look like and what does a flat look like?
So I'll do my best Kevin Roman flat backswing here first. So this to me would be upright, and this would be kind of flattish.
Exactly, yeah. See, the arm on an upright one stayed in front of your chest, and the flatter, the hand gets behind his shoulder. That's what you're looking for. That would be your designation.
That's pretty good. You should probably say what a flat and an upright backswing look like. So those would be the two kind of positions. I always would say, you know, in a really simple sense, I'm going to give you this back for a sec. At the top, a neutral backswing would be lead arm somewhat close to the shoulder plane. Yeah. Right, something close to that.
Now that's really what I'll almost call that. I'm not calling it flat. I call it rounded. That's what I look for. I agree with that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. And then,
so you could say your hands would be even with or behind your shoulder, and the upright's more your hands are in front of your shoulder a little.
Perfect. I like that. I like that. It's a little, so they can know, what those definitions are. And you can see somewhere like the butt of the club is, right? Yeah. Flatter, the butt of the club's be more back and more upright. So let's say someone has the flat style swing. And since you're the flat style guy, we're going to switch spots here for a sec. Let's say they have a flat-ish backswing style. What sort of downswing pieces does that match with? And then what sort of release style pattern does that match with?
Okay. So I'll tend to swing my arms across my chest a lot lower. I grew up doing that, visualizing the Hogan plane.
Yep.
And that got us back in here.
Sure.
Now what happens is, if I get my hands back here, the club head traveled a long ways.
Yes.
So I need to put it back to where it started. I always tell people, if they built me a club here, let's put the club back to where it started.
Yeah, okay.
So if I just did this, that's behind me and flatter, that's back in front of me.
Got it.
What happens to a lot of people when I struggled early in my career until I met Jim is I would get it back here and then pull on the handle and try to do the twisty release, but it gives me a lot of dispersion. Yeah. See, we put you in here and you'll see the uprights, this is about 90 degrees open.
Yep.
But for me, I'd pull here and you can see that face is almost up to the sky. So I'm gonna have way more twisting than an upright swing would have out of necessity because I'm flatter.
So if you take a setup here, Kevin, for a second, that ball, and you go up to the top of the backswing and pause for a second. So let's say from there to like maybe the club down close to parallel to the ground with that flat backswing, that would look like what?
I actually feel like my right hand or palm faces the ground.
Yep.
And you can see I try to imagine a straight line from my elbow all the way to the club head.
Yep.
What happens is if I come down and I'm here, you can see now, that was the old classic, they're stuck and they're late, so they try to change things.
Yep.
But if I just let this line back up to where it was.
Line the club head up a little earlier.
Yeah, you can see the face is at the ball.
Yep.
And my arm, and I tell the people, my students, that's a very strong looking club face.
Yep.
This doesn't look as strong.
Looks like a lot of work from
So
there.
when people are swinging it a little bit flatter, I say, present me a strong club face.
Got it.
Right palm to the ground. You can see that's going to de-loft and compress the ball when they think that because you're trying to throw the club around, there's no speed, there's no compression, there's no shaft lead.
And so when you come down, the face is already in a position where it's ready to be delivered with more of the...
I just keep moving around in a circle.
Yeah. So it's more. So it's kind of get the flatter backswing.
Yep.
Get the face in line. Get the club in line and the face in line earlier.
Yep. And then keep
let it
bringing an arc around. And that's where you'll see a lot of players, they exit well below their shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
But you'll see a lot of people will teach and they exit up here. And that matches up for an upright.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a minute, me being the upright guy. If you wouldn't mind, do you mind demonstrating one or two?
Sure.
This would be our kind of flat backswing style.
What I did a couple years ago, I had a bad tournament, and I knew that I would pull under pressure and I'd leave it open, and I had a hard time, so I sprayed them around pretty good.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not going to happen anymore.
Sure.
So the drill that I used for 2 years, I'd step up to the ball, I'd hold it, I could see the face. I did it twice, and I could see it. I put it behind the ball, and then I would just go.
And then trying to get back kind of through that spot.
I felt that, just a through position.
Yeah, love that.
But I was training my feel in my peripheral vision to say, okay, the club is down there. All I got to do is keep going.
Yep.
Because under pressure, if I yank on it,
forget it.
That's where I'm in trouble.
And in terms of feels, if you go from the top to that spot again, it's kind of right palm and club face, right palm more down towards the ground.
Yeah, I could actually take this grip and bang it off my inside of my forearm.
Got it. That's the feel from the as you go. Got it.
Now what'll happen in reality is it goes past.
And your body's moving.
Yeah, everything's moving.
Yeah.
That's what people, usually when we start swinging, we're around golf swing, the club head's further behind me.
Yes.
It's got to come around, and we usually are holding it back, and that's why they say they're stuck.
And when you do that piece, and I like that kind of for someone as a visual, the palm down, face down.
Yep.
Also, as you go deeper, right, and I'm more back here, part of getting the club around too is you got to turn, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the more you go flatter, there's probably going to be a little bit more...
a lot more rotational golf swing. Yeah, I call it more rounded versus more upright, more vertical, just...
And feeling the club head get back in front and line up the arm, combined with the body rotation pieces, is what matches up nicely with that.
Yeah, the impact, a lot of people would say, this is going to cause you to have a scoop.
Right.
But that's where my body didn't move.
Yeah, exactly.
If I let my right arm come forward, I'm bringing it right towards my leg. There, I've got plenty of shaft lean, if you want to call it that, but I'm not trying to create it.
I like that. Flatter backswing, right arm and club lining up earlier, face more tilted down, probably more body rotation.
Keep rotating around.
And let it throw around.
Yes.
So as you're doing that, someone to expect to hit that sort of, or have that backswing style, probably more straighter.
Yeah, a lot straighter, minimum on the curve.
A lot of fairways.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the flat style backswing, and I really liked it. That was perfect. Let's flip-flop in a moment, and I'll come in and we'll talk about the upright style backswing. Okay, so let's talk now, Kevin, about the upright style backswing. Now, for me, that's something that I've had pretty much forever. I've kind of worked to get a little bit deeper body turns with some, back and forth results, but I'm more or less more of an upright guy. So is it safe to say, before we dive into these, that as I go more upright with the backswing, I'm going to be feeling kind of some of the opposites of what we just talked about?
Definitely. You'll see a lot of people who, when they swing upright, they won't at impact have a lot of turn.
Right.
You know, they may even have it where they come up on their posture just a little because the club's coming in slightly steeper.
Yeah.
You can see that with Jack Nicklaus, Payne Stewart, and all those. Their spine angle actually went up a lot, whereas the round swinger is going to be down more. So just match up parts.
And I like that. And I think a lot of people, and some of us in the teaching community as well, would try and fix some of these things where sometimes you let that go and kind of build around what their pattern is. And if I go up to the top and I'm a little bit more vertical, right? Well, and let's just kind of like check mark some of these things. As I work down and through, I may very well probably gonna have more twist about the shaft.
Correct.
I'm gonna have a little bit more of that kind of right arm throw down the line we talked about in our previous video, or more twist, right?
Stay right there for 1 second. You'll notice there's not a huge body motion.
No.
You got it, because the club being upright, when you got it up there, you had to let your arms get down before you turn.
Yeah.
I've already got the club in a flat swing behind me, so I need to turn
to get it back
out.
But if I'm already here,
you better not turn. Because if you get it up there, go back up there, and you turned, you can see that would be an out there and it'd cause a slice. Yeah,
right.
Okay.
So I'm up right here. I don't need to worry about getting as open. I'm going to be okay with having a little bit more of a
correct
twist, right, about it. And I'm going to probably be looking to have a little curvature.
Yeah, do that one more time for me. Slowly come down about waist high.
Yep.
Okay, now you're going to see that when he did that, his right arm traveled down the target line a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
It's still coming back to the inside. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
Mine, being flatter, had a bigger arc.
Yep.
Yours just has a little smaller arc, but it still has to come around to some degree.
Got it.
And once you get the club from upright back in here, then you can turn the body because the club's already coming from the inside.
Got it.
But if you turn prior to that club getting down, you're going to be over the top.
Because it's already out in front. And so I think when you have the flatter model, that circle that it's going to work on is just going to be more around.
Correct.
Right? When I have the vertical, it's still working on a circle, but it's not going to be as exaggerated.
As severe, exactly. And
still working to the inside.
Just varying amounts of arc.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's set up with the players. Set up, their arm swing, their body, how much they can move, flexibility.
Yeah.
Work with what the player does and just say, okay, I swing my arms upright. Beautiful. Guys are in the Hall of Fame would do that.
Yeah. And you would say, pick a curve with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And you'll see a lot of the great ones, Jack Nicklaus, they play the fade, and the big trend on tour with the long hitters now is to play a fade.
Yes.
Because what happens is someone swinging upright and they're coming down, the face is, say, 90 open to the target.
Yep.
They can just maintain that to a degree and not have to go through the other faces. If they're trying to hit a draw, they got to go from open to square to the closed.
Yeah.
So if they kind of hold on a lot, they can have a two-way miss.
Gotcha. Yeah, exactly.
But either way is fine, but
play a curve with that.
You got to play a curve.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the fairways are 30, 40, 50 yards wide a lot of times. You could aim down the right side and hook it 50 yards and you're in play. If it hooks 20, you're still in play.
Yeah, as long as it's hooking every time.
Yeah.
Since I made you hit a shot, I'm going to hit one with my little upright backswing here like this. And so I'm here like this. I'm okay with not having as much turn. I'm going to let that right arm go a little bit.
Yep.
I like to see a little bit of a draw. So I'm going to just draw one out into that beautiful ocean out there and see if we get a little bit.
See if you can reach it.
See if we get a little bit of curvature. I don't think this one's going that far, but but let's see from here.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's a little draw.
That was awesome right there.
And I think one big thing, because this is something that I've personally gone through and struggled with my game, as well as if you have that pattern and you play a curve, that's not wrong. It's okay to have that style release pattern. Yeah.
You need to, and that's where people are fighting.
Big time.
Physics and what's going to happen here.
Even chasing a look beyond
exactly.
Impact. Yeah.
When I'm giving a lesson, I'll just look at the club head and the ball, and I'll watch it be hit. I'll check the ball flight, and then I work backwards into, okay, steep, shallows, what's the ball flight? I work off ball flight. I don't work off swing shape, so I don't care if someone's up and down.
Again, a big reason why you're a good coach. Guys, a couple pieces here with this. I think whatever backswing style that you have, match the downswing pieces to it. The flatter backswing style, because the club gets more behind you, you got to do more to get it back in front. Lining the club up with the right arm, more body rotation, a little bit more of a throw style, release pattern, straighter shots. The more upright, you don't have to be as worried about the body rotation. Okay, if you have a little stand up, a little more throw of the shaft, try and own a curve. I think will be the bullet points with
Definitely,
that.
definitely.
And that was, dude, that was beautiful. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
good.
it. Thank you. Hey guys, hopefully you liked this video. Now that you just got done, go ahead and click one of the cards on the screen here. Going to take you to another video for you to understand more about what we just talked about. If you did like the video, do us a favor, click that like button down below, it really helps us out. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.